Hello my friend, this is Dr. Turi, and today I have decided to do something different as far as my predictions are concerned. Sad enough, the people who need me the most, these are religious people, skeptics, scientists, agnostics. These are the people who need me the most, and incidentally they don't read. They don't even investigate anything that I put out there. So by making a video, I might get their attention, and that is the purpose for me today, to actually make this video. First I need to restate my position as far as my cosmic work is concerned. I'm not a psychic, understand that, even though that I use the word psychic on my website for the lack of other words. I am more of a scientist, a different type of scientist, someone who has an open mind. I developed a software with Alarm Software in Los Angeles, and this modified software allows me to plan the movement of the planet exactly like NASA do when they want to send a shuttle or do something with Mars. Anyway, now, the planets are a little bit more than dead rocks hanging out there for the sake of beauty. Because to my knowledge, God created the stars and the heavens for interpretation, not just for the sake of beauty, so that you may lead a safer and more productive life. And this is exactly what I do by giving you and offering you my well-documented, dated, printed, published, and now videotape predictions on YouTube. In the 16th century, during Nostradamus' days, religious people were deadly. Sure, every one of you heard of the Inquisitions. And in order for Nostradamus to keep his head on his shoulder, he had to kind of use a lot of cautions in passing on his information. So his quatrains were blurry, mystical, mysterious, very hard to decipher. And I thought myself, why not using the same methodology as the great seers, but making it more assimilable, more easy, more understandable to the normal people, so to speak. And I created quatrain and keywords, and both of my quatrains and keywords are more than rational and more than obvious if, again, you take the time to read. And not between the lines. There is nothing to read between the lines. This is not Nostradamus' work, it's Dr. Turi's work. And like the great prophet, I was born and raised in the south of France in Provence. I got nothing to do with the prophet, but I spent a good chunk of my life actually working on rekindling his gifts, his methodology. And that's what led me to develop that software. Now, there are various winds out there that I have noticed, okay? And some of those winds are described with the news that takes place. You know, those 4 SOS to the world deadly windows, there is 4 of them, involve very specific energies. Those cosmic winds are unmistakable because I'm always using the same quatrain, so to speak, because it's an endless return of the same energy, so to speak. So I have, over the years, because I'm watching everything, being able to actually detect those various cosmic winds that creates the news. And I'm not going to get into the reptilius effect or their agenda right now, because it is a little bit too far-fetched for normal people again to grasp, to assimilate, or even to accept. So I don't want to confuse or upset people just yet. So let's stay with my Nostradamus methodology, so to speak. So some of those winds are set, and that's what I use the keywords, for example, to shock people. Those energies again will be used, manipulated by the reptilians that would hijack the body, the mind, and the soul of human being and lead them to act eccentrically or even to kill, for that matter. And the latest SOS to the world, deadly window that I put out there, the main keywords is all about shocking news, but there is other words, and this is where I'm going to get the camera out of the stand here and point it out to you, so you can again relate to what I'm trying to say here. So that's how we're going to do it. Now this is the quatrain. As you could see, this quatrain was posted on March 29. Okay, it was posted on March 29. As you can see, we're well ahead of all the news. I usually post my quatrain at the beginning of the month. Now I give the date of the 23rd, and of course you have to be aware that this cosmic wind, this window, will be about 48 hours centering the given date. And this is the quatrain. I mean, the quatrain is pretty simple. Entrail, entrail, upset, spit above. I mean, that is obviously referring to volcano, a volcanic eruption, red fire, wind, water, to dance, stars come in, shock science, because people, including science, are wondering still what produces earthquakes, and they would rather be caught dead than to learn from me. And then calm, deception, to strike. These are very, very obvious words. And then the keywords are there, okay? Japan, Asia, France, cosmic news, NASA, space. I mean, you can see it's all about the future, it's all about shocking, and I want you to pay attention, especially to the latest news involving France, the future of humanity and humanitarianism. And there you go. Here is Dr. Turi, a French man, okay, talking about his prediction where the president, our President Macron, addressed the Congress. There is no planet B for our children. Oh, he mentioned planet. Didn't mention something with the cosmos somewhere? Probably did. Yeah, it's in there. I'm sure if you take the time to read the quatrain, there is no way for you to miss that there will be something involving the future, cosmos, and everything else in my work today. Now, and if you really, and you should, hear the speech of our president, okay, it's all about, again, as just mentioned, humanitarianism, the future of humanity, and our children. Okay, now, I said shocking news. Be ready for shocking news. I mean, don't you think that is shocking news when you've got a crazy lunatic guy that killed 9 people and injured 16 in Toronto? Now, does the word calm, deception, to strike also fit this type of news? And of course, the FBI and the public is not yet paying attention to my work. But, in time they will, because Dr. Turi is a little bit ahead of time. That's all. Now, it is not every day, but on my SOS to the world deadly window, that a bunch of volcanic eruptions take place, or volcano get active. And there you go. I mean, if you look on the date that I gave, okay, in Japan, you had serious activity here. Okay, again, all you got to do is to click on the link. Okay, it's all there. And then again, the massive activity or resonance event imminent, volcanic alert level raised. You just have to look at it. My work is obvious on its own. Okay, I also predicted earthquakes, and it is there somewhere. Has to be there somewhere. Got so many predictions, I don't even know where this one is, but it's got to be there somewhere. Now, again, what about shocking news in reference to this crazy guy who runs naked out there, okay? And does stupid things. I mean, this person is totally infected and has no idea. Okay, what about this poor guy here? He was stabbed to death while holding his daughter on his lap in a bus. I mean, don't you think these are normal type of news? Or do my cosmic work reflects shocking news? News about France and humanitarianism. There is no way for anyone who has a little bit of common sense, someone a little bit curious, not to relate to my cosmic work. It's just impossible. And I actually put that prediction on my Facebook page on the World War III prediction, okay, and I posted it on the 21st, but again it was made to the public on the 19th. So there is so many ways for you to really learn and to grow. All you gotta do is go to Dr. Turi and then click on my blog, and you've got plenty to read. And again, it is totally and completely impossible for anyone not to realize that there is something involving my work. And it's overloaded on the internet, on radio, on television. It is all over the place. All you gotta do is to keep an open mind, okay? And take the time, just take the time. Take the time to read some of my newsletters, watch some of my TV shows, some endorsement, read about my UFOs experiences. My good friend George Norrie used to help me on his radio show, like Art Bell. God bless his soul, he's now gone. But Art Bell literally launched my career in 1995 when I predict everything that took place in the Middle East with the religious war. All you gotta do again is to take the time to investigate and understand what God, cosmic divinity, is all about. Okay? Remember, the reptilians are not the product of my imagination. Those entities are responsible for turning people into killers, zombies, and the reptilians can only survive with your fears. They are traveling in time and space through black holes, or what scientists call dark matter. Their purpose is to, like us, find a way, find food to live. And they are vampires, psychic vampire, feeding on your fears, on insecurity, on chaos, on war. They will use drugs, they will use religion, they will use anything and everything that is at their disposition, legal and illegal drugs, sex, food, entertainment, sports, religion, to control your psyche and then to make you behave like a lunatic. And nobody is immune to the reptilians, including myself. So if you want to know what happened to me and the reptilians, well, look at this, okay? This is something you cannot Photoshop. This is real. This is what really happens to me. You see that sphere? That's Draco. It is a progressive, positive extraterrestrial from the constellation of Draco. It's a Draconis. It came into my brain and then into my heart, and I'm giving in all that to you. So this is what I'm trying to say. You have all those informations. So instead of assuming and being negative or insecure about my work, all you have to do is to give Dr. Turi a chance. And most of all, if my work resonates in your body, in your mind, and your soul, and you want to fight and understand why people do what they do, share my work, because I have been literally shut down. I have been muted. I have been totally exonerated from the top popular networking website, because I am a danger to the status quo, to the religious matrix, to the scientific matrix, because I can give exact date of earthquake above 6.0. I even spoke to USGS, the Seismologist Institute in Pasadena, giving them exact date of earthquake well ahead of time. and I suggested them to talk to me so I can help them. But as I said, they would rather be caught dead than to actually deal with Dr. Turi, because they cannot accept. Now, there is a big difference between education and intelligence, and the little Frenchman from the south of France, okay, that came here with nothing, is able to do 1,000,000 times better than they could ever do. Know that their work is not good. Know work that science is not something you should trust. I love science. I'm totally into science. But they should not be afraid to go in a different direction, because doing the same thing all the time for years and spending billions of dollars, would it be our tax or donation, and still not being able to give you at least the timing, an impeccable timing like I do, mean that maybe you should start to look, or they should start to look in a different direction. Okay? So that reflects stupidity to do the same thing for years and expect different results. When it comes to Dr. Turi, I'm real. Okay? And that generates a lot of enviousness, a lot of jealousy, a lot of resentment, because people wish me to end up in the stake in 2018. That's ridiculous. They should trust me, give me a shot, give me a chance, because I can and I will help the children of the future, because that's my mission. And I'm dedicated, I'm committed, I'm fixed in my purpose, and I will do it. And I really hope for your help. Thank you very much, and I just hope you enjoyed this little different, unusual, shocking little video. Bye-bye.